This is a ceiling-mounted old-work electrical backbox. They are usually installed for all smoke alarms that are hardwired, whether it is a residential smoke alarm for your home or a commercial fire alarm system. This i3 is missing its backbox. Today I will be correcting this issue.
So now that we got this taken down, we can see that there is just a drywall and a hole for the wires for this 4WB. In general, even though the 4WB does allow for a direct drywall installation, this is generally not practiced for a number of safety reasons.
Since we are working with an old work application with drywall, we will be using a rigid plastic old work ceiling backbox. The purpose is to protect the electrical components from non-user error, shorts, faults, and other wiring mishaps that could cause the electrical appliance to malfunction. This backbox is also UL classified for 2-hour fire resistance. This means it can withstand excessive amounts of heat for about 2 hours. To do this, we will need a ladder, a power drill, a jabsaw, a stud detector, safety glasses, a Phillips screwdriver, and of course our backbox.
Alright, so our first step is to make sure that the security system power is fully powered off. This is just a safety precaution. Even though this is all low voltage, we wouldn't want to damage any of the electronics, and especially if this were to be a high voltage system, for example with a hardwired smoke detector that is running off of 120 volts AC, we would not want that to run through our bodies. Okay, so to do this, we are first going to open up the cabinet. This step is going to be very important, so we're going to disconnect the battery first. This is to prevent the circuit board from damaging. And next we'll just shut off the power. Alright, our next important step is to use this little stud scanner thing and make sure that we won't cut into any studs or AC live wire. So how it works is you just push and hold it and you go across the surface. Let's see. So you have the little indicator light over here that has a little electrical, so we might have to use some caution as we're traveling. Let's see. It's very much possible that this could be the wires to these two, so we might not have to worry about it as much when we're cutting through. Our third step is to take down the i3. So just push down this button, turn, and it should come off here. We'll set the i3 down for now. Now that we have these wires exposed, we are now going to make sure that the wires are labeled. That way we can put these wires in their correct spots once we do the installation. Now that we have all these wires labeled, we can now start taking them out. Just be careful as stuff does tend to fall out. Here we have another fire alarm fail. This here is a security wire. Fire alarm devices, initiating devices, notification appliances, etc. Are only allowed to be connected to FPL wire. That's a special wire that is designed to be extremely heat resistant and that the connections won't be so brittle. Therefore, because of this, this would not be allowed to be classified under NFPA 72 as a residential fire alarm system. This can only be classified as a residential burglary alarm system. Alright, so our next step is to take out these two screws that are holding it in together in the drywall. Make sure to wear safety glasses as stuff will come out. Our next step is to take this and trace around the circumference of the backbox. So we'll go ahead and choose a suitable location. Our next step is to take this jabsaw and cut into the drywall here. Next step is to punch out one of these knockouts over here to allow the wire to be coming through. This 18 cubic, the 295 cubic centimeter space should be enough to allow for a module that will need to be installed later at some point. I do not know when, but I'm still working that out. So let's go with this one over here. So just punch it out. All right, our next step is going to be somewhat 2 steps. So first is to, after you made your breakout here, you're going to feed it through the hole, feed the wires through the hole, and then stick it up like this. Make sure to have it covering up wherever where you need to have it covered up. All right, once you have covered this up and make sure that you have kind of secured it, we're gonna take our drill. You see these 3 screws, there's one over here, one here, one here. We're just gonna slowly close these up. After we secured our back box together, we can then put back our appliance back onto the wall. Make sure that these are hand tight so that it doesn't damage the back box in any way. Finally, we do the last bit, which is to reconnect the wires, then put the base back on. Alright, we finalized our connections and put the base back on. Let's power on the system. Alright, so the system has finished initializing. Let's perform a quick test. We'll go ahead and do a quick walk test. Chime light is flashing. Okay, we put the system into walk test, so we'll just do a quick, let's push the test button here. And if once we push it, the chime will go off. Red light's on, that means everything's working. That's good.
And that, people, is how you install an old work backbox onto a ceiling mount appliance. Thank you for watching this tutorial, and I'll see you some other time.